Welcome back to another episode of Cappuccino Chat. This time we're talking about looking into the future a little bit here for 2023 and what it holds for us. So, when looking forward here to this year in 2023, what can we expect? Well, more of the same, unfortunately. So, 2022 didn't give us a lot of technological advances in things. We didn't see a big increase in performance in our computers, new gadgets, and those things. Even Apple kind of slowed down inventing. But we did see an increase of is cyber attacks. They really went after people a lot more, got a lot more vicious, and have found new ways to attack us. So we need to be more and more vigilant in protecting ourselves. So that's really what we see for 2023 is the predictions from all the industry experts are that we are going to continue to see an uptick in the number of breaches and then going after our data. So we need to really concentrate on protecting that data. Two-factor authentication where you get in the code, email, all your applications, those types of things. Really got to get on that. End user training. We need to constantly remind our employees how to spot things, what not to click on, be careful when you're opening things. Don't just arbitrarily go here and do this and do that. You got to be constantly aware of things and constantly training them, right? We want to ensure that they understand the ramifications of what it can do to your business if they were to open something. Cyber insurance is another big one. A lot of changes come into the insurance industry. They're finding more and more ways to not pay out claims. We all want our insurance, but they are also starting to demand more and more of these things that we've been talking to our clients about as far as 2FA and end user training. Going so far as to denying you to even get a insurance policy if you don't have certain things enabled. So we really want to make sure we do that. Some of the new things we're seeing on the horizon and we're going with and offering to our clients is zero trust. This is just a rehash and a lockdown of the old least privilege kind of mentality. This is where we can really start to lock down applications. So let's say there are 10 major applications that you use in your business. So we will allow those applications to work. But if anything outside those 10, for instance, were to try to be installed or run on your computer, they would be denied. So this is going to help protect against those drive-by attacks, maybe going to an infected website. You're going to a completely legitimate website, maybe even one of your clients' websites, and they've been infected and they've had their website compromised. And by going to their website, maybe you get a pop-up, maybe you download a free report or get something. Those items could be infected, and then you then become infected, right? So where it's going to try to install something on your computer and get access to your computer. Most of the new attacks aren't going to instantly flag your antivirus software, your firewall, because it's coming from a legitimate website. It's coming from a legitimate application. But these legitimate applications can be used against you to give the hacker access. So for instance, clicking on a resume Word document, we've all get those. We probably want some nice employees. And we open that attachment, pop-up comes up from Microsoft, all official-like. You say yes. At that point, you just gave the hacker complete access to your computer. That's how easy it is, right? So we want to make sure that we're protecting from those things, even though we're training our end users. Don't open things. Hey, it's a resume. Who's not going to open it? We want to do that. So this will help stop those oopses, if you will, too. So, hey, we all get busy. We're doing more and more people have more and more responsibilities as we find less and less employees. Things get busy. Employees may click on something that they normally wouldn't or should know better not to. Again, if something tries to install on the computer, this zero trust model will stop that from being installed. It'll also stop applications from talking to each other. So for instance, Outlook, email is still the number one way that hackers get into our systems. Outlook is good, so we can't block it. PowerShell, which is a built-in command line interface into all Windows machines. You can't turn it off. It's there by default. PowerShell is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It can be used for really nice purposes from an administration standpoint. but it can do some harm. So PowerShell is good. That has to be allowed to run. Your antivirus isn't going to stop PowerShell from running. It's not going to stop Outlook from running. But there's no reason Outlook should be trying to call PowerShell and run some commands. And there's no reason PowerShell should be trying to launch Outlook and do anything, right? So again, with the zero trust model, we can block those two things from happening. So Outlook, good, that's allowed. PowerShell, good, that's allowed. But PowerShell can't call Outlook. Outlook can't call PowerShell. That's the zero trust model. So we can stop those oops moments when somebody clicks something, uh-oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now what happened? Those types of things. We can actually lock down applications by user. So in accounting, yes, QuickBooks is good, but QuickBooks on this person's computer, there's no reason that they need to install it or use it, but QuickBooks for this person, this is allowed. So again, we can really get granular with this and ensure that people are using the right applications, and we are never trusting something until it is authenticated and made to be trusted. That's where this zero trust comes from. The default is zero trust. Until we research it, you confirm it, those types of things, we don't trust anything. That's really something that we're going to be talking to our clients about more and more. Also doing more managed security operations center type of items where we're monitoring things 24/7, getting alerts. We'll get alerted from our partner in the middle of the night if your system becomes under attack, where we can start watching the firewall level, the individual server level, the individual device levels for when they're not under your control at your location, like a laptop or such, and something may happen, an attack may be happening. We can have certain things happen to those systems and alert us even after hours in the middle of the night, wake us up. We can get informed and we can go into action and help protect your business from that. Also a password manager. Start looking at different password managers to help people create better passwords. Password 123 is not a good password. The name of your cat and the year that it 2023 is not a good password. Even if you put a exclamation point or a $sign in there somewhere, that is not a good password. They are now talking 12 characters, 15 characters, and up in passwords. Who can remember those things? And we tend to reuse passwords. We don't want to reuse a password anywhere. A lot of times we've found breaches before companies knew there was a breach because the password is only used in one location. If you only use that password for, let's say, your Staples account when you're ordering paper and stuff, that password gets breached on the dark web because we're monitoring it for you. We know specifically it was Staples that caused the issue, right? Because that's the only place you use that password. So this is the year that cybersecurity has become more and more important. Getting cyber insurance, they're going to start forcing you to do certain things. And if you don't, they will not cover you. So imagine if your health insurance, your car insurance, your home insurance said, hey, for home insurance, let's say, hey, if your house isn't painted, bright green, which would be silly, we're not going to cover you and you can't get insurance. So that's kind of what cyber insurance is starting to come down. Hey, if you don't have two-factor enabled for your email and any kind of remote access, we're not going to provide you coverage at all until you get those certain protections. End user training is showing up on more and more security applications for when you're applying for insurance. Do not fudge those numbers, because if they find something that was fudged, they will not pay out should something bad ever happen, right? Just like our normal insurance, we don't ever even want to use it. We just want to know it's there in case of emergency. So it's completely black and white, no gray area. It's either all yes or all no. So just because maybe you have two-factor enabled for your email, but everybody else doesn't, you would have to answer no on that application. Do not answer yes, because God forbid something happen and you have to file for that claim. All right, so I'm hoping everyone's business grows exponentially in 2023. That's what we're looking to do. I hope all of our clients and all of you out there do the same. If you have any questions, if you want to make sure, hey, are we secure? Maybe you have somebody else helping you with your IT right now, maybe a family member, a friend, or another business. You're just not sure. They don't talk to you about these things. Reach out. I would be glad to meet with you and take an audit of your system for you just to give you that peace of mind that, hey, your guys are taking good care of you. Or, hey, here's some different areas that you might want to look at adding protection, and we'd be glad to work with you on that if you so choose. So please reach out to us, 760-770-5200.